Okay. Let me see. Where you at? Where you at? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right. That's good. Okay. Where's it? Oh. I'll cut myself. What you can use, buddy. Oh. These little freaky little hybrid cars are funny. This will be long enough for mine. Six. One more will be good. Yeah, one more. I'll get the whole thing. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sharon Thorne, Millennial. Hey, what's going on, huh? What's going on, loves? What's happening? I hope your weekend's going pretty well. I run around. It's, funny back in Page and Flagstaff, you can get gun silhouettes. I know Walmart has them, but I was hoping that they had the cardboard stand-up about life size. Now they had some high-end stuff and all that, but I'll tell you, I was like, y'all get some silhouettes in this place. They didn't even have a holster for my echelon. I had to put another battery in my red dot. So I picked up a new gun cleaning kit. The other one's in the storage facility and going to the range tomorrow. So, just wanted to make sure I got some stuff for my. Like, if you had an AR, you have a gas tube, right? That's up here. Nobody really cleans it, and then they wonder what's the performance, why they having poor performance with the rifle, the blowback and everything. These pipe cleaners is what you push down in there to clean it, okay? For those who never knew, all right? And I got some CLP and my favorite. They didn't have frogs. They were out of it. Obviously, they're out of it for a good reason because it's really good stuff. So I got two. I have one in the back, but I said, why not have another one? And then I picked up, I don't really do caffeine and sugars and stuff, but I had to get my boy black cherry soda, cane sugar. You know what I mean? Better than having a donut, or 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Leave the donuts alone, Red. You know what I'm saying? So I got rid of them. You know what I mean? I meant to be rocking my Planet Fitness beanie. I like it. That's the reason why I rock it. So I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm trying to. Every time I go to a Cracker Barrel, all that, they always have something good. And I just had to have. All right, I ain't getting on it. No fried bread. Okay, don't mess with me. I'm gonna share this. Okay, but dang it, y'all know I like the Garage deep dark cacao. You know, the 80 to 100% chocolate, right? But damn it, they had the chocolate chip peanut butter cookies. Lord have mercy. Oh my wretchedness. And I got something else in there. Don't worry about that. I ain't sharing shit. I ain't sharing a damn thing. I ain't damn thing. You know what I'm saying? That's for mine right now. Okay, let me be a better and the bobbler. Oh, let me put this on to make sure that, because you know they're gonna want to be retarded. Oh, excuse me. You know they're gonna be retarded. There's just no way around it. And, oh, that's the picture of my pops in his Vietnam Army hat, and that's his eyes and ear. That's my pops. That's my old Chickasaw pops. Oh, Han and Costa Rica, but that's my pops. He's about my complexion, maybe a little lighter. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just waiting for some more people to come in. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like when you come in. We're just gonna read a little bit. I went around to a couple of gun stores, a couple of pawn shops. I actually put some on layaway. I'll show that to you guys Friday. I could have purchased it. I didn't want to spend a whole lot. So I just put 100. I saw it before, and I was like, I really wanted it, and it was there. It's really, really nice. I wanted to take it to the range, but cause I'm not digging nothing else. I got some stuff put away. I kind of move and hide and have it shipped to me and blah blah blah. I don't like putting all that information out there. So, but tomorrow I'm just gonna shoot probably a couple of handguns, maybe 3 rifles. No, I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm about to change this barrel. I found the carbon barrel I want. So and I've got other parts. So I'm probably gonna change on my truck rifle. I'm probably gonna upgrade it a little bit, just a little bit. I like my red dot on it. It's absolutely perfect. I'm looking at EOTech. If you get it from the company, you get it for like 3. Right now they got some of the newer ones running for like $600-700. I'm not spending no $600-700 on something that runs on a damn lithium battery. I don't care how tough it is. You know what I'm saying? I like practicing with the hard, with the hard sights. If you haven't been out there practicing and you just go on by your daily bush card and you think you're a felon, the felons are getting their guns rights back. So if you're not taking initiative to go out and do that, and I can dig it. I don't want to disrupt anything because there is a higher presence. And I guess that's what I wanted to read about in the Science of the Sacred Secretion and Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. I've nowhere read everything in there. I just read a few things, and some people have purchased the books, and I hope that you read them and complete this, and you do it a few times while you can. And don't just do that. Just take it beyond heart and actually utilize it. You know what I'm saying? West Side, what's going on, fam? Who else came up in here? I'm sorry, guys. I got Thumb. Yeah, I got you, bro. Hey, Niece, what's up, mama? Hey, Grand Ascension. So I'm gonna go ahead and read these things, and if you already read it, the discernment is the biggest thing. Why do I say that? Because a lot of times we hear something, we read something, we look at something, and we do it in a one track. It's our conditioning. Okay, it is literally the conditioning. And just because the media or something is not saying something, because the doctors or the morticians or whoever don't add it with honesty about certain things, or the black preachers in church, they really did our people really bad. They misled them. They are the sole proprietor, when you go back to the early 1800s, that destroyed our truth. a lot of people are still talking about these postal cards. It's an example. These postal cards with the lynchings. I've got a box of them. Those were sent around to create fear, and they really didn't work, because what they don't tell you in all that lynching to keep the Pelicans doing what they're doing. Nothing against my brothers and sisters here. A lot of them are getting killed for those lynchings. Whole families being slaughtered. Look it up. If you think that those lynchings went unanswered, you're a fool. Why do you think they stopped? Well, they're doing them now. You got racism with badge EMTs and firefighters in positions they shouldn't be. Our people should be doing it. More morals, and people be subject to a better inclination and understanding, and not foreign interpretation, which that's misguided. Y'all see, Leonidas, the brother that was over there in Romania, them frauds, they locked him because it was a fake Jew out there messing with him, kept touching him. Leonidas whopped his ass. Y'all fake Jews better learn. Y'all can't fight. Stop it. I don't even care about these ones in the military running around. We already know Delta Force. They can run in and train when y'all don't train. They can clean in minutes and snatch a motherfucker because they move as a team. How people start moving as a team, not with this gang of stupidity and stuff, nobody will be able to stop us. I'm not with that war mind. I'm ex-military, but that don't mean nothing of the legitimacy and the reality of the situation. And it's only reason why they do what they do, because they're pussies. They will never run into a room with 100 motherfuckers and do that. No. All right? Look at the little ice chump that got shot and how them pussies ran. I mean, the reality is people are subjugated, docile, but you got to remember there's a whole party out there that their ignorance of testosterone and everything else is on a different level, because it's an energy shared thing, and it negates negativity. But then the rest of you is so separated and divided. You subconsciously, when somebody like myself or anyone else says it, you'll dismiss it because you're comfortable in your stupor. Prove me wrong, anyone. You know what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. I would appreciate that. But our people, I told you, when some of my ancestors didn't leave the bodies out in the front yard stinking. You couldn't go and pick them up because they ain't care about no badge, no red light. They leave you stinking in the front yard. They sure did. It wasn't just my family, there's a whole lot of families. You couldn't come over there talking that goo boo boo shit because of the land and this, that, and the other. That's why they had them fake ass Jews with rabbi and all that, ones who've been do everything opposite that so-called Bible and everything. You know what's funny about people running around in this Christian diaspora bullshit? I don't care if Zionists or not. Y'all so fake with it. Just the whitewash narrative, and they run around with it, and yet they allow the frauds to do what they do because they don't know no better. What can you do with people who don't know real history because they can't remember the turn of the century? The prior century. It tells on themselves. It tells literally on themselves. Just like people want to dismiss the wild man, the fact that y'all have our DNA in you. If we didn't, you'd be running around fur treats. Trust me. There's enough books written by your own people to hold on to that real history, you know. But a certain group, a very perverse one, and you see the pictures of them, they subjugate everybody and you all. And then maybe y'all need to start waking up a little sooner, my light-skinned brothers and sisters, regardless of how many you are now. All right? And the melanated ones, stop following these people that push black. I don't care what good they doing, FBA, all that bullshit. Stop energy sharing with them. Because that energy negates negativity, and it's hard for some of them to break free because they think they found something. No, they didn't find anything. They created something. I'm not saying it can't work, but if you're going to hold any narrative from your enemy, sadly, that's how they find you. Yeah, they find you as their enemy, so they're your enemy. If they can paint that and you still holding on to it, you damn sure no good over here. If you're holding on to crayon colors and everything, we have no parlay. Because your irrational ideology in which you hold on to, trying to find things in the system of perversions that have been rewritten from the top, from the head to the toe, And with though there's good information out there, it seems easier to dismiss real information to hold on to the lacking information. But regardless of that, I ain't come on here to beat nobody up. I just come over here just to point some things out, okay? All right? Because you see now, they ain't no bots. They ain't running over here to be all retarded every once in a while. Enlightenment is the only way. Discernment, that means to have a deeper understanding, to look at and find self. Stop trying to find other ones. Stop trying to think you know that one over there and this, that. Find self. When you find self, all answers will be given. When you really find self. Don't sit there going, I know who I am. Yeah, you know exactly who you are. You don't know shit, so therefore you know that you're a nobody who don't know nothing. When you find yourself, you become who you're supposed to be. That's a something or someone or somebody or whatever you want to acclimate it, the ideology to, and you stand in your steed and you don't have to explain shit to nobody. When you find self, what the lacking out there holds high above themselves, to you becomes nothing, meaningless, and it comes effortless. So let's go ahead and let's get into the science of the sacred secretion. All right, just maintain an alkaline body, and I always say it's very important to do that. Yeah, I got my cookie shut up, but I got my lemon water. I got my things. I got my NAD. You ever seen this? This is the one that I use. Now, do I take it every day? No, you got to be careful. I'm big on third party and beyond tested. But this is I use draw formula NAC sustain, 1 to 2 a day on an empty stomach. Okay. I do it for about 3 or 4 days, then I stop. I'm not drinking alcohol, so I'm not worried about it. I still do my black walnut, my lymphatic cleanse, and my dandelion root, and all that kind of. I get gas, feels pressure, a little heart. And then the NMN I'm using, and I like this, that boosts NAD and NAC. This one right here. I have the original one too, but I like this, okay? And it really feels pretty damn good. But when I have the 2 days off, so I take at night before I slumber. Last night I didn't go to sleep till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I take, non-flush niacin, B3, and I always in the AM, when I first open my eyes, I take B12. I take sublingual or the spray. I got the L-arginine from GNC because I like it. All right, now you can get a better one, but this one works for me to flush ammonia and stuff. So cleansing your gut, your liver, different types of parasites, the clove. Another thing, if you're going to do a clove, it'd be better for some of you maybe to do it with a bay leaf in a tea form, where you can use like 4 or 5 cloves, because if you chew it, that is like the most powerful. Now, chewing is not always the answer, but I also chew that clove, and then about 45 minutes later, hour, I take dandelion root mixed with black walnut. Just a little bit, because you got to remember, get your blood flowing too. So you got to be, if you're a serious bleeder or something. About 45 minutes, an hour later, I drink that in about 2 to 3 ounces of water. Boom. And then 5 hours later, I take oregano oil. And I'll take it between meals if I decide to eat. So that way it's on an empty stomach and it can do its stuff. Now, this stuff is killing certain parasites. But the thing is, you don't just want to kill the parasite. You want to kill the eggs. And you want to kill anything that might be able to adapt. All right? So let's get, and then you want to make sure you put in warm water. Stop. My soda's right there. I drink warm. I got my cooler, my refrigerator, and freezer thing, my 46. It worked fine. It worked fine. I don't put it. I just keep coconut water when I open it. If I open coconut water, I don't leave it out unless I drink it within that day. I put it into the fridge. My cucumber water and stuff like that, same thing. If I don't drink it all today, I put it in the fridge. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, baby?
Hey, brother.
Just chatting
What's
them.
your name again? I always forget.
Chuck,
I'm really
bro.
bad with names.
Chuck,
What's your name?
Chuck, bro.
Chuck. I'm
Yeah, I know. I was doing a live reading. You know what I'm saying? Some of my people. Yeah, man.
Hey,
Come
keep
on,
that
man.
mind sharp, bro.
Got you, bro.
Hey.
Got to, man. One thing to be strong, but it's another thing when you know what I'm saying?
You got to be all around.
Absolutely.
There are people who focus on only one thing, and it's generally not the right thing. Be honest, having a sharp mind's better than even a sharp body.
It absolutely is, because we already know there have been people in iron lungs and everything else have been lawyers and stargazers, the whole thing, you know. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hey, soon I got to
crash at night. Where do you park?
No, I park back over there because I'm working. I can work here on it, so that's why I've been doing it.
That's really
and I got a lot of lumber. I've been working it.
Stay.
Oh yeah, yeah. As long as
That's awesome.
And I used to be on Pima Res. I can go and park on the res at a friend's house and stuff. But a lot of times I go BLM or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Cool.
You got it, bro. Right, you have a good night. Okay, so let's maintain an alkaline body, right? Hey Max V, what's going on, bro? What's happening? What's that thumb? I have been hearing young men bring up the truth. Well, Pookies have been pushing that out of it. Yeah, and it's sad. It's conditioning. Close to vegan, have almost a six-pack. They sent through negative. Let me get this read on, man. Y'all come and hit that like. I appreciate it. Support the brother. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind. Because they want to do what they do. I'm not going to sit here and talk about them. I'm waste my time with that. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys. All right, so let's get into it. The philosophy around the alkaline diet is based on the body's pH potential. See, people don't know that pH is potential hydrogenation, right? Or hydrogen. This is a measurement of the amount of acid in base alkali, like chocolate. That's why they say go ahead and get at least 72 to 100% cacao, because it's alkali highly. Amount of acid in base alkali in our bodies. The Jerry Tennant in 2010 states that pH is simply another way of measuring voltage, electricity. Okay? That's why they strip chocolate and they give you the crap. Okay? Simply another way of measuring voltage, electricity. As the body is an electrical instrument that runs on electromagnetic information. I literally sleep on magnets. Via the transportation of electrons. This is not surprising. All of the chemical reactions in the body depend on voltage being at transferable levels, all right, corresponding to your pH level, or PSA, okay, women. When the physical human body is too acidic, it cannot function effectively. You already know inflammation and everything else is based on that. You've heard, they got rid of him, you know what I'm saying? Well, there's been over 140 something, 112 dead by the narrative of death. But CB was a whole bunch of them. They pushed this, Anyway, it cannot function effectively. As every farmer knows, you cannot get high yields from a field with acidic soil. The alkaline, that's why you got to till it. The alkaline diet promotes exactly that. An alkaline body, as a result of consuming alkaline foods, as everything in the universe is made from the same basic elements. Our bodies are no different. And what's more, around 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. Do not be taking that over-the-counter serotonin. You stop your body from making it, and you'll be in worse shape, okay? Anyway, around 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut, and about 80% of the proteins in CSF derived from the blood, with a direct link to the nutritional value of the food we consume. That's why it's not good to eat all this processed crap, okay? Consequently, our dietary choices are paramount. You are what you eat. You remember that old statement. Now, digestion is the process of breaking down food into nutrients that can be used by cells. Excuse me. Ooh, hybrid things suck. They sound so good. Anyway. Okay. Nutrients that can be used by cells. All right. So breaking down the food into nutrients that can be used by the cells, tissues, and organs within the body. That's why minerals are so important. The digestive system needs to break down the proteins and direct them to the areas they are needed. But if you have all that mucus and acidity and everything else, your body's not utilizing a lot of stuff you eat. That's why you have so much waste. It passes right through because you have plaque and mucus buildup even in your intestines, whether it be the small to the large. That's why that's based on what? Parasitical you know, destructors, I call them. God killers. Anyway. Okay, anyway. Both the foods you eat and how you eat them. All right, so yeah. The digestive system needs to break down the proteins and direct them to the areas they are needed. Now, unhealthy eating habits, such as eating too much food or highly processed meats, causes impaired digestion and can have a damaging effect on the balance of the body. Now, both the foods you eat and how you eat them contribute to the acidity levels. Clearly, digestion requires a lot of energy. Yet, during days of preservation in particular, when we reset ourselves, birthday, day before and after, the body needs to put as much energy as it can spare into relaxing, resting, and increasing. That's why it's not good to eat. You must fast. Okay? And increasing the vibrational potency of the stored CSF. Now, however, an alkaline diet shouldn't be a 2.5 day thing. For the full benefits, 2.5 days, right? For the full benefits, it should become part of the normal daily routine. That's not to say that you necessarily need to cut out your morning coffee, but just being more mindful of what and why you are eating or consuming will have a profound effect. Personally, I've never felt better since switching to a predominantly alkaline diet and can seriously feel the effect on my energy levels when I have a bad day. Now, a study conducted by Rudolph Wiley in 1987 even showed how an alkaline diet reduced or eliminated psychological, stress-related, psychosomatic, and psychogenic, symptom severity in over 80% of its patients. Okay. Now, note though, that this is a predominantly alkaline diet. A fully alkaline only diet can be just as detrimental. Did you hear that, guys? As an acidic one as the body requires. Balance, people. What am I screaming? Balance. When speaking of an alkaline diet, it is meant of an increased alkaline diet, as most modern foods are processed and highly acidic. Most. Balance is key, people. Trust me. Now, a lesser known fact is that when we overeat, if there is more food than the stomach can deal with, the excess sits and ferments. Fermented foods increase the acidity levels within the body, and fewer nutrients are taken from them as a result. It also causes a cascade release of damaging unstable atoms called free radicals. Y'all should know that, which are linked to cancers and all the other things, or the parasites they feed. Interestingly, deep breathing also keeps our blood alkaline. Even square breathing and round and all that kind of stuff. All too often, we are breathing much too shallow as we become preoccupied with other information surrounding us, which is in turn, it makes us lazy breathing. In turn, makes our blood more acidic. This is another point which complements the usefulness of daily meditation, as being mindful whilst eating allows our breathing to become more rhythmic. Do you ever see people who are trying to eat, or they're eating and they're breathing wrong, and so they start choking? Because there's no patience. There's no force out of the carbon, and there's no proper intake of oxygen, so that everything, when you're dealing with your mandibles, when you're dealing with your mouth and your labials and it's proper, Anyway, with other information surrounding us, which in turn makes our blood more acidic. This is another point which comments the usefulness of daily meditation, as being mindful whilst eating allows our breathing to become more rhythmic and natural. By oxygenizing our blood in the way we remove excess carbon dioxide, or you call CO2, which creates the perfect environment for converting melatonin into DMT. Alkaline foods are mainly those that grow on the land around you, such as fruits, vegetables, beans, and nuts. Strictly no alcohol or dairy. Personally, I would recommend following a paleo-vegan diet for the 2.5 days that you reset. If this is aligned with your current food preferences, obviously everybody is different and their bodies have varying dietary requirements. Many people even choose to do a complete 3-day fast while preserving the sacred secretion, chrism, the Christ fluid, and all that. Although I wouldn't recommend this to anybody who hasn't practiced building up to it. So you don't have to kill yourselves. That means, remember I say, like when I do it, I make it my business to have my green tea. If it comes late in the evening and I feel a little headache, I get a half an avocado. I'll actually suck on, maybe chew a couple pieces of coconut. It's the fat, okay? I'll take a couple sips of Moroccan or olive oil that I know is fetched. That means it's correct, not the seed oil and all that crap, the mob, the goofies that mess with. Mint leaf, chewing a mint leaf, a piece of garlic, and a piece of ginger. So those things you can do. It's still a form of fasting, okay? Now, there's a list, the law according to Yeshua, or Emmanuel, God be with us, and it's about 12 different things. Do not get angry when you're meditating, the environment, the place you want to be around. Do not get angry, love your enemies. Don't commit adultery, even mentally. Pray and meditate. Meditation is deeper than prayer. Fast and remain alkaline. So keep the alkaline level, especially for those of you who are big bodies or big backs. Store up treasures mentally, positive thinking, not treasures, the fake ones, all right? Because you can't take them with you. Give to the needy, love thy neighbor, okay? That's what it means. It doesn't necessarily mean go next door and turn to your guy on the left and right who probably want to cut your throat and hug them. That's some bullshit. All right, do not judge or you too will be judged, absolutely. And do not be a hypocrite by telling others to do what you are not. Okay, ask and it will be given. This is the law of attraction. That's why it's important to bring your frequencies into a certain realm that is more beneficial. A good tree produces good fruit. Eat healthily and organically. A good tree, rooted well, because you got to remember, a tree doesn't grow from the ground. A tree grows into the ground, roots itself as it's moving upward, ascending. So a good tree produces good fruit. Eat healthily and organically. That means natural. That's all it means. All right, and enter through the narrow gate, the central nervous system. Don't go through the wide. That's what's wrong with most of our people now. It can be seen very clearly how these relate to the laws of Christ oil preservation and hence should be followed. As Jesus then said, because he says, I am the light, the way. That means for you to follow him. But the system got you following them, and that is not the light and the way, it's the lie and the perversion. All right, the darkness, the Jannah, not the Hawa, the breath, you know what I'm saying? Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. A rock is a solid foundation that can withstand the test of time and challenge. With regards to the sacred secretion, your body is the rock that must form the solid foundation for your spiritual, okay, practices, adaptation, for renewal, for ascension. I hope that would help you. Now let's go into Eckhart Tolle power now. Okay, good. All right, so this is Eckhart Tolle power now. Hey, Aunt, what's going on? Hey, the light when y'all come in here. DJ, what's up? Hello, what's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? It's good to see you guys, man. What's happening? Hit the like, guys. Anyway, I appreciate it. Conscious death. Apart from dreamless sleep, which I mentioned already, we've covered that before. We'll look at it again, but not right now. There is one other involuntary portal. It opens up briefly at the time of physical death. Even if you have missed all the other opportunities for spiritual realization during your lifetime, one last portal will open up for you immediately after the body has died. That's why I read the first one to you. DMT, the breathing and alkaline and all that stuff. And be careful, you can't go full alkaline, that's just retarded, because you got to have certain fats and stuff. It's just the way that, but you got to have good fats, not the bad fats. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Okay. Open up for you immediately after the body has died, the physical death, right? There are countless accounts by people, and there's a book, I think I'll order it, excuse me, about individuals that have died 2 or 3 times, matter of fact, who would come up mumbling and saying all kind of things, and the doctors and nurses going crazy, like, what the hell, you know? Speaking other languages. Can't even speak this language again, you know? There are countless accounts by people, I'm talking about lost languages, not that blah, blah, fake church stuff. There are countless accounts by people who have a visual impression of this portal as radiant light and then return for what is commonly known as a near-death experience. Many of them also spoke of a sense of blissful serenity and deep peace. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which I have, it is described as the luminous splendor of the colorless light of emptiness, which it says is your own true self. This portal opens up only very briefly, and unless you have already encountered the dimension of the unmanifested in your lifetime, you will likely miss it. Most people carry too much residual resistance, too much fear, too much attachment to sensory experience, too much identification with the manifested world. So they see the portal, then turn away in fear, and then lose consciousness. Most of what happens after that is involuntary and automatic. Eventually, there will be another round of birth and death. And their presence wasn't strong enough yet for conscious immortality. Okay? So going through this portal does not mean annihilation, people. All right? As with all the other portals, your radiant true nature remains, but not the personality. In any case, which most of people's personalities are a shit show, okay? Your radiant true nature remains, but not the personality in any case. Whatever is real or of true value in your personality is your true nature shining through. The real you, not the fraud. A lot of us play that changing hat shit, you know, putting on a different costume and twisting their face up bullshit. It's meaningless, okay, to those who know. All right? This opportunity is tragically missed most of the time since we live in a culture that is almost totally ignorant of death, as it is almost totally ignorant of anything that truly matters or lives. Every portal is a portal of death, the death of the false self. When you go through it, you cease to derive your identity from your psychological mind-made form that was a conditioning, and you then realize that death is an illusion. Just as your identification with form was an illusion, the end of illusion. And we always worry like, oh man, I ain't gonna see so-and-so. I didn't get a hold of so-and-so. Man, fuck all that. You just better hope you don't get caught coming back through when they watching. Snatch your ass up. Every portal is a portal of death. Remember that, okay? Now, the end of illusion, that's all that death is. It is painful only as long as you cling to the illusion. Man, a calmness came over her face. She let go. That's what they call it. It ain't letting go. It is letting go, but it ain't letting go how you think. You cannot consummate a relationship between that world to which you know nothing and this one that you exist in because you're ignorant of the latter. You don't remember your past life. You don't remember the day you snapped out and lights went dark. You don't remember the thing standing before you, conversing with you. You don't remember none of that because the monkeys, they want to defeat that, to which they can never do. It could all this. Hell, y'all could if you get your head up out your butts, but that's a whole nother dynamic. We're not there. All right. So next we'll be getting into the light and relationships because I think we need to cover the middle part of this, that whole text, because most people are still going to fight and argue. You know, people know everything. People know less, this, that, and the other, all these other things that go along with it, which is not really a grand thing. And as far as I feel, my feelings don't mean it's necessarily right either, but I'm just saying. All right. Hold on, I got to put some more water in my overnight oats. This stuff is so good, man. It's a little bit. There we go. Let me start it up. Overnight oats, man. It's a banger. It's a banger. Anyway. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay. Apologies. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, this is ready for tomorrow. Throw some bananas and some blueberries up in this joint. Oink. Oh, this thing is perfect. So this is overnight oats. I actually did mine for a day and a half, almost 2, because I really like, and you don't put it in the, you can put it in the fridge. I'm putting it in the fridge now, but you just get it going, and then when it's ready, you add your fruit. And this has got cacao, like 80-something%. And I put 100% cacao shavings, flax, and hemp seeds, and still cut oats, and you want to talk about fiber? Man, listen here. And like if I did it in I use oat milk, I use walnut milk. All right. If I did it in that, I'd keep it in the fridge because it'll spoil faster. You know what I'm saying? So, but I did it with water, so I can leave it, and it's been kind of cool, you know, getting down to the 40s and stuff. So it's perfect. Oh my, the flax is perfect. You can add chia seeds too if you want. If you want to do oat, like add a little oat milk to it or something like that, or almond milk. All right. You can talk to Tobias. He had a real almond making machine, almond milk making machine, which is the best. And you can add a little more to it, and you can actually add the chia seeds, stir them in, and let it sit. Let the chia seeds swell up, because if you do it while it expanding your lungs, your esophagus is going down, and it'll choke you. Okay. So we're gonna put that in the fridge. And that's perfect. All right. Perfect. I studied with a fork in this garbage anyway. This was about zeroed out. Okay, so it did. It went 0. Anyway, I hope that was good for you. Let me see. I see. Hey, you already know, bro. It's good, man. I'll still learn more. You know, call English, but I do pick words. Yeah. Organic or wild, yeah. What's one and the same, really? Kipu language. Yeah, you and Tom, y'all be throwing that stuff out real good. Yeah. Oops, I'm trying to. Anthony Lowe is good. Yeah, 9,202 minerals. Yeah. That's like that's the reason why I eat raw pumpkin seeds and walnuts. It's good. You can get there if you get your own sea moss, but even that is. There's a lot, because you want some iodine, you know. Well, we can't juice ourselves into a better way. We can't creams and all that kind of stuff. We can utilize that stuff, because you can, like, I had grits and the eggs today, and it was just beautiful, man. With turkey sausages. Oh, that was so good. But I could have added sea moss to the grits, and I had some. I just didn't feel like running back out and getting them. I actually had 3 black garlics, so I smeared those onto the turkey sausages, and then I consumed it, you know, all together with the grits and everything. And I had 2 French toasts, because I love the Belgian French toast. So I had, yeah, actually 1. When you look at the Belgian waffle, how big it is, that's what I meant. And real syrup. Not too much. I didn't even use the whole little bottle they gave me. I used about a quarter of it, because I don't want a whole lot of sugar. That stuff it's beneficial. Right now I was watching somebody actually talked about what I mentioned a few days ago about how all of a sudden, why is everybody having liver and kidney problems? Well, they were talking about it. They want you to think about it. They want you to think of anything else that's creating it. It's a bunch of bull, man. And that's because they keep doing things, and our people refuse to see it for what it is. I mean, it should be telling people everything that they got all these individuals, they know who they are, but they're not locking them up because they're all these fake Zionists, these frauds. That's who it is, you know? And besides, a lot of people in Hollywood and music industry, which y'all know, like the fact that Georgia, a lot of the homosexuals in Georgia was coming out of New York and Philly, dead ass. They was making their way down there in LA, and they was going over there looking up and having big butt parties and all that. And the disease is real. That's why I was sharing some of the things that I've shared with some people. So y'all will stop. I'm not saying beat them up and got dramified and create all this energy for that. It's just a reality. And just like they hide everything else, they hide that too. And bed with them. Literally and, you know. But we're not here to talk about a whole bunch of negative. We don't need all those things on our minds. And I'm about to eat me a bean burrito. And I appreciate you guys. I'm going to situate myself, get myself set up for the night. I got to go to the gun range with D. I'm going to hit him up and see what, you know, what time he's ready to go. And y'all come on in here and y'all don't see nobody hitting them likes, man. Appreciate y'all, man. But you can support a brother by hitting them likes. And I really appreciate it, man. Okay, everybody. I'm not worried about them people that come over, you know, them hacks and stuff. I had some red beans and rice and sweet potatoes. That's the bomb. Heck yeah. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. That's how they do it. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, here goes the limo. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, I'm hungry, and it's time for me to get. It's kind of late, so I'm gonna get it in at 6:58. All right, yo, peace be with you too, fam. I'll see you guys later, man. See you guys tomorrow. I might record some of the shooting and stuff, so we'll see. All right. Nothing but love, y'all. Y'all know that we're eternally bonded. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.